Which doll is the black doll? And which one is the white doll?
That one.
Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll? And why is that doll pretty?
Because she's white and he has 2 eyes.
Which doll is the ugly doll? Why is that doll ugly?
Because he's black.
Which doll looks most like you?
Like me.
Yeah, which one looks like you?
And that one.
Okay.
That doll.
Our inner circle has been around since.
If white people haven't shown you through the hate for CRT or the denial of black African American studies in Florida and various other states, that their education system was designed and developed to teach you self-hate and to lift white people's self-esteem above themselves and above you all. If you haven't learned that by now, then I don't know what to tell you, but it's imperative for those of us who want to build a black nation to become self-educated. It's imperative of us to erase the ignorance that these Europeans have embedded in us and our children, and to re-educate ourselves as a people. Allow other people to give us or disseminate images of us or project their images of us onto us, and then we accept those negative images of ourselves and internalize those negative images. They have called us criminals for so long, we believe that it's us in America that is committing the crimes. Let's go with you. When we look at crime arrest by race, and we know that blacks are unfairly arrested more than whites, and blacks are the ones who are falsely arrested. So when you look at arrest patterns, you look at the fact that 6,816,975 arrests occurs in America. 4,729,290 of those are white people. Only 1,815,144 of those are black. Blacks lead in various certain areas such as murder, which comes from over hostility in the black community due to the economic castration in our community, and it also comes from us, our aggression due to our impoverished condition and our demasculation of our community. But however, rapes, white people lead in overwhelmingly. Robbery, overwhelmingly, white people lead in. Aggravated assaults, white people lead. Burglary, larceny theft, motor vehicle theft, arson. See, so many times white people come and speak to black people. When you speak about how white people conduct themselves towards you, they have a quick tendency to speak on black crime, but they ignore white on white crime as if crime is not happening in their community, and they do not have the same conditions oppressed upon them that the black community have had. They was not redlined and deprived access to home ownership as black people. They are not denied loans the way that black people are denied loans. They are not charged higher interest rates at the rate that black people are charged. So they do not deal with the economic stress at the level of black Americans, but yet you continue to see a high crime rate? Is it because that's innate to them? And is it that our crime rate is a reflection of our environment, of our condition, and not a reflection of who we are as a people? That's why you cannot continue to focus on the crime rate within your community. You have to focus on the conditions that created that crime, the conditions that incentivize that crime, which is the lack of economic opportunity within your own community. However, white people do not have those same restraints, but yet they still are criminally inclined. This is based off research. I'm not just talking. When we're talking about the black community, I want you to understand that that level of education where it harmful to your own self-esteem has an effect on crime in your own community. So you have to understand that some parts of the criminal activity that you suffer from within your community was embedded in your children and in you by your education system, by the way they chose to educate you and your children about your history. This is why it is important that you become autodidact, meaning self-educated, so that you will not continue to be misled in the way that you have been previously throughout the time that the whites have come to America and we have allowed them to take over the education of our children.
Quale bambola è bianca? Quale bambola è nera? Quale delle due è bella?
Questa.
Qual è quella bella? Qual è quella brutta? E qual è quella buona? Quale è cattiva? Qual è buona?
Lei.
Perché è buona?
Perché ha gli occhi celesti.
Quale è cattiva?
You don't understand why you have so much crime in your community because your children was taught self-hate from
Perché
day
è
one.
cattiva?
Perché è tutto nero.
E qual è la bambola che ti somiglia di più?
This is why you have so much distrust in your community. It has been embedded into you that the blacker your skin is, the worse of a person that you are. Society has fed that into us globally. This translates into multiple languages.
Quale bambola è nera?
Mi ha offeso. Tu. Perché mi hai chiamato nera?
For this very reasons, Europeans cannot tell me anything. I have to do my own research. You tell me unemployment is 3%. Where do you get that number from? We get that number from the Federal Reserves in St. Louis. Okay, what does that report says? So what you look up is the non-farm labor report. You read the farm non-labor report and it has an area where it says market participation rate. And when you look at that market participation rate and you see that 45% of the people of working age are not participating in the market, then you understand that 3% unemployment is a lie. Do your own research. When you look at the fact that there's 259 million paychecks going out on a regular basis, and the fact that there's 259 to 300 million working age people, you understand that it is impossible to have a 3% unemployment rate, especially when you include in the fact that 7% of the people in America receive 2 paychecks from working 2 jobs. So that increases the amount of people who are not receiving paychecks when you add in the total of working age people in America. You're not going to tell me anything. I do my own research. Self-educate yourself. You not educating yourself, you running around here looking at your black people like there's jobs out here. There's not living wage jobs out here. When I talk about economics, payroll employment up by 187,000. U.S. non-farm payroll employment was 156.4 million in August 2023, reflecting an increase of 187,000 compared with the previous month as employment. So they saying payrolls went up $187,000 from 156 million people were receiving a paycheck. That's how many paychecks was sent out, 156 million. So I do my research to tell you how many people receiving 2 paychecks, how many people receiving 3 paychecks. Right now it's 7% of people receiving 2 paychecks. So when you talk about an unemployment rate of 3%, when you got a working population of 250 something million people, it don't add up. This is what I mean by telling people I am autodidact. I do my own research. How you doing? My name is Antonio. My page is Unapologetically Black, ADOS on YouTube. I ask that you like and subscribe to the video. What I want us to understand is me as a black man, when it comes to disseminating information, I make sure that I disseminate information that comes from an informed position. When I talk about politics and which party is producing which results, you have to understand this is the type of research that I do. U.S. legislation 23-2024, 118th Congress. This tells you which laws was passed. This is in committee. See, all this is in committee. You got to go to what page me on? Hold on, let's go back. So these are bills passed by the 2024 118th Congress. So when I tell you that the Congress is dealing in nothing but buffoonery right now while the Republic is in charge, this is what I base this off of. They tell you what's in committee, what's being passed. This is just for you to comprehend the in-depthness of the research that I go into in order to disseminate the information that I do disseminate on this YouTube page. I'm not just talking just to be talking. You're questioning my education or where did I go to school at. My education is continuous. My education is ongoing. My education is not limited to a curriculum established by any one individual. He who provides the circumference of your information decides the parameters of your knowledge. I do not allow anyone to limit my information and how I acquire my knowledge. You cannot just tell me anything without me doing my research and see how you come to that conclusion. Understand that I do my research. The House Judiciary Committee, to protect national security against the threat posed by deep fake technology, to provide legal recourse to victims of harmful deep fakes. That's in the House Judiciary Committee. To establish adversaries panel to study the development of a climate-friendly certification for agriculture products and for other purposes. That's in the House Agriculture Committee. To provide for white oak restoration and for other purposes. The House Agriculture Committee. The House Ways and Means Committee. To amend the Social Security Act to authorize grants for demonstration projects to support mothers and families during pregnancy, childbirth, and postpartum period by increasing access to short-term child care and for other purposes. So you go to details. To amend the Social Security, see, they tell you the details. Register now. For our free one vote public service or Gents Pro Trail account, and you can begin tracking this and other legislation, all driven by the real-time data of LegalScan API. Tell you who sponsors the bill. Jennifer McCann, Democrat, Virginia, and co-sponsored by Nancy Merce, Republican, South Carolina. Referred to the House and Ways Committee. Understand, I do my research. I'm not just talking to talk. I'm not just disseminating any type of information. I'm speaking from a viewpoint of research understanding, and I'm applying it in ways that is beneficial to the Black community. Oh yeah, I keep a lot of pages, information. I constantly do a lot of research. I just want us to understand. I do my research. This is the guy who brought Christopher Columbus over here. Martino Pino Benitez was a Spanish marina shipbuilder, navigator, and explorer, oldest of the Pinzon brothers. He sailed with Christopher Columbus on his first voyage to the New World in 1492 as captain of the Pinta. His younger brother, Vincent Yanez Pinzon, was captain of the Nina, and the middle brother, Fernandez Benitez, was first mate of the Pinta. These were the Moors who brought Christopher Columbus over here. See, I don't just be talking. See, what's this? Just example. "40 years of failing manufacturing employment. Despite being a leader-driven driver of employment growth for decades, manufacturing has shed employment over the past 40 years as the U.S. economy has stiffened to service-providing industries. In June 1979, manufacturing employment reached an all-time peak of 19.6 million. In June 2019, employment was at 12.8 million. Down 6.7 million or 35% from the all-time peak. Since 1979, employment fell during each of 5 recessions, and in each case, employment never fully recovered to pre-recession levels. This Beyond the Numbers articles looks at the broad employment trend in manufacturing over the past 40 years, as well as the trends in specific industries that have been most affected, such as fabricated metals and machineries, and computers and electronic products, and apparel and textile industries. Data are from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Census Statistics, current employment statistics. I'm just showing my people that I do my research. I'm not just talking to you out the side of my neck, black people. So you can continue to listen to these white folks all you want. You can continue to do that. When I speak about mortgages, how much will I pay on a $100,000 mortgage? Find our payment total, interest, and amount. See, this is what I do. I do the math. We're going to show you how much you're going to pay off of that mortgage. We ain't just going to listen to people. We're going to do our research. School to prison pipeline. I study. That's what I do. I do my research. I'm not just talking about people. I'm not just talking. Well, we have to understand that. When students at Spring Valley High School, Southern Carolina, captured a cell phone video of a police officer flipping over a student and her desk, then throwing the student across the room, the video quickly got national attention. People were alarmed that a police officer in a school would do that to a teenager who didn't pose a threat. But to others, it was less surprising.